Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Houston Rockets Daily, where we post daily Rockets content. If you enjoy this video, you like daily Rockets content, hit that like button, hit that sub button. We're getting close to a new milestone, but today I want to talk about a tweet I saw from Clutch fans, who I'm a very big supporter of their Twitter account. But here was his tweet today. It's not popular to say it, but the Rockets should trade JaeSean Tate in the offseason. So I'd consider this a hot take. My one issue, first off, I don't really think the Rockets should trade. This is pissing me off. I don't think the Rockets should trade JaeSean Tate quite yet. As Biased Will comments right below it, we've seen the value of guys like Marcus Smart, Pat Bev, PJ Tucker, who, offensively speaking, it's nothing crazy. Like, these are hustlers, these are gritty guys, these are energy guys, these are defensive beasts. Like, they're the culture pieces you want. Keep in mind, there's guys like Marcus Smart, there's guys like Julius Randle came out into the league with like 25% seasons from downtown, 28% seasons from downtown, just sub 30 from downtown. JaeSean's only in his second year. He's only just finished his second year. If you go on ESPN, he's actually technically listed as a rookie. That'd be cool. He's 26 years old. I'm more in the boat of, I think we should bench JaeSean Tate. Maybe not necessarily, like, I'm not looking to, like, all right, we need to bench JaeSean Tate right now. But when you see lineups out there with Tate at the 3, Wood at the 4, Tice at the 5, like, it was so abundantly clear JaeSean Tate was helping their offense in no way, shape, or form. Now there were a guy like Tice, but I think we can all agree, like, the first half of this past season was honestly, it was so weird. Like, it was, like, literally so weird. But I think having a guy like JaeSean for the culture, for the defense, for the energy, for the intensity, I think it's important to have. And so I'm definitely not rushing to trade away JaeSean Tate. In fact, another thing to keep in mind is, what are you trading JaeSean Tate for? Like, I genuinely don't understand. You're trading JaeSean Tate for a second round draft pick? Are you trading him for an old dude? Like, I don't know what you would actually trade JaeSean Tate for. You're gonna throw him in an Eric Gordon trade so you can get, a second round pick included. Like, it makes sense to want to move on from the starter JaeSean Tate because he can't shoot the ball. But I don't think it makes sense to move on from JaeSean Tate entirely at this point in his young NBA career. This was a 4-year center at Ohio State University. Played 2 years overseas, played in Germany, played in Australia. And you can tell, he's very polished for such a young player. So I don't want to trade JaeSean Tate in any way, shape, or form. Now, all right, who's starting? And, since the Rockets traded away Daniel House Jr., thank God that ended up happening. But, or I guess we didn't even trade away Daniel House Jr. He's off the team, though. I understand people wanting KJ Martin Jr. to start, but that's the direction I would go in. Definitely not Eric Gordon. Holy shit, I am so sick of Eric Gordon starting basketball games at the 3 spot. I know it's not like it's not like just because you have KPJ, Jalen Green, Eric Gordon, it doesn't mean like there's a clear point guard, clear shooting guard, clear small forward. But why the hell was Eric Gordon playing 35 minutes at the small forward when you could have even Tate? I'd rather even have Tate play. That's for a different day. I want the Rockets to draft, and I know my buddy Balin in my Discord, link in bio if you want to join our Discord, or my Discord, I should say, link in bio if you want to join that. But I know my buddy Balin, I know a lot of people are on boat with drafting like a 3-and-D-esque player at 17 in this year's NBA draft. And to be quite honest with you, that's kind of what I'm hoping we do. A guy like Jabari could start at the 3. A guy like Paolo could start at the 3. In fact, there's a lot of people saying out there Jabari and Paolo should be small forwards in the NBA. But whoever the Rockets draft, I think you need to look. Maybe if you get a small forward at your pick, we don't technically know where the Rockets are going to be picking yet, but like, you need a small forward. You need somebody. And my concern is that if they draft a small forward at 17, is he, like, I have a hard time believing, unless it's like a star or it's like a top draft pick, a top lottery pick, that Silas is just going to go start the kid. We saw, like, there were so many things you could nitpick this past season as far as rotations and lineups go. It's one thing to prioritize veterans on a losing team, for several different reasons, mentorship, winning, whatever the case may be. But it didn't work. I mean, you're starting Eric Gordon, they still suck. You're starting Daniel Tice, they still sucked. Like, starting veterans at no point in the season helped anything. They didn't help our win total, which, thank God. They didn't help development of younger players, which was a massive, failure in my eyes. But I'm not trying to go as far to say Silas needs to be fired. I wouldn't, be shocked if they eventually decide to go into a different direction. But I would imagine he has at least another season here as they continue to rebuild and develop a new team, a new culture. But a 3-and-D player is definitely what I'm looking for here. I don't think they're going to be too active in free agency. But Jae'Sean Tate, I look at his stats this season, and it's pretty much what he did in his rookie season. I'm not trying to knock him. I'm just saying, like, there was actually, like, no improvement, statistically speaking, at all, Jae'Sean Tate this season. Like, literally at all. There was nothing. Career 11.8 points per game, 11.6 points per game on his career this season, 11.8 points. Career 5.4 rebounds this season, 5.4 rebounds. Career 2.7 assists this year, 2.8. Career 1.1 steals this year, 0.9. Career 50% field goal shooter this year, 50%. Career 31% this year, 30. Like, there was nothing this season that was like, all right, yeah, let's keep Jae'Sean in that starting lineup. I'm still hoping he kind of turns into like a Julius Randle mold. I mean, he's a little small. He's smaller, but he's big. He knows how to score in the paint. So if Jae'Sean could just develop some sort of jump shot, like literally just any, and I know it's so much easier said than done. I'm not trying to rag on him in this video. But if you could develop a jump shot, if you could develop a three-point shot, dude, he would be a really useful utility type player. I mean, you're looking at a legitimate two-way player. I mean, even something as simple as like getting your three-point percentage up to 35% on a couple of attempts per game, that goes a long way. I mean, there were games the whole season it went on where if Jae'Sean Tate has the ball and he's behind the arc, get the fuck off. There is not a single reason to press Jae'Sean Tate when he has the ball behind the arc. And you can only imagine the issues that would happen in the postseason. Like, postseason, Jae'Sean Tate would suffer. I guarantee you Jae'Sean Tate in the postseason, if they made it this year in the play-in tournament, he would suffer. No matter the lineup. Teams don't respect this guy unless he's in the paint, unless he's in the post. And so when you're undersized and you have no jump shot, but you play a big man position, or you try and play the 3 spot, but you can't shoot, it's like, ooh, it's tough. So that's why a lot of us were actually, before we got Schroeder, before Daishen Nix got called up, that's why a lot of us were kind of saying, put Jae'Sean on the bench. Give the starting spot to KJ Martin, or give the starting spot to somebody else, preferably to me KJ. Put Jae'Sean as your 6th man. Let him be kind of the point forward of the bench. Play him the same amount of minutes. He can still close basketball games, but just have him come off the bench. Let's see what we have here. Unfortunate, but I'm still bought into Jae'Sean Tate. I really don't want them to trade him. Unless you're going for like a star player and you need to give up, first round pick and a guy like Jae'Sean, then, I wouldn't be as upset. But if you're trading for a bag of rice, it's like I could just go to the store and pick that up. Like, why would I need a 2nd round pick? It doesn't make any sense. That's it for today. Most importantly, drop a comment down below. What do you want to do with Jae'Sean Tate? Do you want to trade him? You want to give him another season as a starter? Throw him on the bench, draft a new player, sign a new player? Let me know down below. As always, like button, sub button. See you guys later.